They said nobody was.
I don't know if that's, I don't know if, oh, somebody rich might be there. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I have volunteer light a candle? Yeah. Yeah. Come. God bless you now. Sadhu. Sadhu. Sadhu.
Dear spiritual friends, before we start our meditation, let us do our regular chanting. Please turn to page number 5 of your chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
The three refuges.
Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Next page. 5 precepts.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami, adinādana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami, kamesu micchācara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami, musāvāda veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami, surameraya manja pamadanthana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
The affirmative vows based on 5 precepts. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and a long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha.
ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති.
Homage to the Dhamma.
ස්වාක්ඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සම්දිට්ඨිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහි පස්සිකෝ ඕපනයිකෝ පච්චත්තං වේදිතබ්බෝ විඤ්ඤෝහිති.
Homage to the Sangha.
සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අන්ත පුරිස පුංගලා ඒස භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤං කෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති. සාදු සාදු සාදු.
Next page. Offerings. Offering of light.
ගනසාරප්පදිත්තේන දීපේන තමදං සිනා තිලෝක දීපං සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං.
Offering of incense.
ගන්ධ සංඝාර යුත්තේන ධූපේනහං සුගන්ධිනා පූජයේ පූජනීයන්තං පූජා භාජන මුත්තමං.
Offering of flowers.
වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනිං දස්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුහේ පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන ඒතේන ලබාමි මොක්ඛං උප්පං මිලායති යතා ඉදං මේ කායෝ තතයති විනාශ භාවං.
Offering of water.
ආදිවාසේතු නෝ භන්තේ පානීයං පරිකප්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්හාතු උත්තම.
Offering of drinks.
ආදිවාසේතු නොබන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්හාතු උත්තම.
Worship of shrines.
වන්දාමි චේතියං සම්බං සම්බඨානේ සුපතිට්ඨිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Next page. Wish of well-being.
Incheva manchante namasansaniyam namasansamano ratanantayam yang punyabisandam vipulang alantang sansanu Hatanterayo.
Reflections on the teaching of the Buddha in English.
Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made Adi.
If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox.
Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made Adi. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like one's shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all nations, all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like a linchpin in a moving car. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as they spit huge drops of silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened, and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path of purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path of purification. All things are not self. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path of purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, let us take this moment to pay our whole attention to our body and mind, and then cultivate our inner potential for loving kindness and our inner potential for mindfulness and clarity. So, this is a very precious moment in our life that we have given 100% of our time, attention to train our mind, to guide our mind to experience one of the most wholesome mental states ever, loving kindness, and also to experience deep clarity in our mind. So take a moment to rejoice that we have got this opportunity. Somehow we've managed to find this time. So rejoice this moment, and at the same time make a determination that I will engage in this practice wholeheartedly. I will make use of this wholesome space, this wholesome gathering, and this guidance, and I will engage in a committed practice. With that determination, listen to the sound of the bell and to the chant, and help yourself to come to this moment. Try to settle to this moment by feeling your body, where you feel press muscles with the weight of your body, or where you feel your clothes touching your skin, or any other sensation of the body. Pay attention to those sensations and help yourself to be here and now. Throughout the bell and the chant, stay with your body, settle into this moment. Namo Buddhaya. Buddhaya.
Dear spiritual friends, we are in a conducive environment to start meditation. Observe your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes in your mind. You have kept your upper body upright. Your chin is somewhat parallel to the floor. Your both palms are resting on your lap. You are trying to maintain your body in motionless posture. Your eyes are gently closed. This is your meditative posture. With this meditative posture, relax your body. Feel your head, forehead, and relax your body. Feel your facial muscles. To feel the facial muscles, you can invite a gentle smile to your face and feel the relaxation of your body. Feel your neck area, both shoulders, upper arms, lower arms, palms, fingers, fingertips, and relax your body. Feel your chest muscles, belly muscles, back muscles, hip area, and relax your body. Feel your thigh muscles, knees, lower legs, feet, soles of your feet, tips of your toes, and relax your body. Take a slow, long in breath through your nostrils and hold your breath for a moment and gently release the air while feeling the relaxation of your whole body. Again, take another slow, long in breath and hold your breath for a moment and gently release the air while feeling the relaxation of your entire body. Relax your body. Come to the normal breath. Now you have a relaxed body. Let your relaxed body to be there and observe your mind. At this moment, what is happening in your mind? There may be memories, pleasant thoughts, unpleasant thoughts, neutral thoughts, whatever thoughts there are, just observe. Let those thoughts go as they come. You are just watching. Did you notice how your mind was wandering? How thoughts were popping up one after the other? That is the nature of our mind. Various types of thoughts are coming to mind continuously. Now, we are going to invite wholesome thoughts to our mind instead of these random thoughts. Our mind has a capability to generate thoughts, to create thoughts. Let us use that capability to cultivate loving kindness thoughts in our mind. Loving kindness. What a beautiful thought it is. Loving kindness is the goodwill. Loving kindness is the immeasurable love to the whole world, to the whole universe. It is unconditional. To understand the nature of loving kindness, you can visualize a beautiful flower is in front of you, or your beloved puppy or kitty is looking at you. How do you feel when a beautiful flower is in front of you? When your beloved pet is looking at you? That is the feeling of loving kindness. With that feeling, let us generate loving kindness thoughts by mentally repeating these loving kindness phrases. Make a genuine wish to your mind. May my mind be well. May my mind be happy. May no harmful thoughts come to my mind. May my mind be peaceful. Be peaceful. With this peaceful mind, let us generate loving kindness thoughts toward your body. Your body needs your loving care. Your loving kindness thoughts can heal your body. In our body, so many organs are functioning to sustain this valuable human life. Appreciating each and every part of the body, radiate loving kindness thoughts to this body. Feel your skin, appreciating the support of the skin of your body. Generate loving kindness thoughts. May the skin of this body be healthy, be healthy, be healed, be healed. Penetrate in the body, extend your loving kindness thoughts from external side to internal side of the body. May the muscles of this body be healthy, Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. May the bones of this body be healthy. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. May the central nervous system of this body be healthy. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. May the peripheral nervous system of this body be healthy. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. May the respiratory system of this body be healthy. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. May the digestive system of this body be healthy. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. May the genitourinary system of this body be healthy. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. May this whole body, including brain, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, be healthy. Be healthy. Be healed. Be healed. Now, let us expand the loving kindness thoughts that you generated yourself for other beings. All beings in this world like to have happy life, comfortable life. Everyone likes to be loved, to be protected, to be respected. Thinking of all the human beings, including animals, we will spread loving kindness thoughts from this meditation room to far away places like a circle of waves. Think about these friends who are meditating with you right now in this shrine room, including these Bhantes, and make a genuine wish for their well being. May these friends who are meditating with me right now be well, be happy, be safe, be peaceful, be peaceful. Expand your loving kindness thoughts beyond the circle of these friends to your beloved family members. Think about your beloved family members and include them to your loving kindness circle. May my beloved family members be well, be happy, be safe, be peaceful, be peaceful. Extend your loving kindness thoughts beyond the circle of your beloved family members to your neighborhood. May all the people who are live in neighborhood be well, be happy, be safe, be peaceful, be peaceful. Think about the people who are facing difficulties due to health issues, lack of food, lack of shelters, natural disasters, man made disasters. Thinking of those difficulties, make a genuine wish for their well being and peace. Expand your loving kindness circle beyond the neighborhood to your neighboring cities. Include all the people who are living in neighboring cities and make a genuine wish. May all the people who are living in neighboring cities be well, be happy, be safe, be peaceful, be peaceful. Expand your loving kindness thoughts beyond the circle of your neighboring cities to neighboring countries. May all the people who are live in neighboring countries be well, be happy, be safe, be peaceful, be peaceful. Your mind is powerful to extend loving kindness thoughts to far away places. Direct your loving kindness thoughts to each and every direction and include all the beings like visible and invisible, large and tiny, born and unborn. Include all the beings to your loving kindness meditation. May all beings in the direction of your front, back, left, right, below, above, be well, be happy, be safe, be peaceful, be peaceful. Extend your loving kindness thoughts to each and every direction, aiming the whole universe and rejoice the feeling of loving kindness. After expanding loving kindness thoughts to the whole universe, you have a peaceful mind. With this peaceful mind, gently switch your attention to observe your normal breath. Keep your awareness in between your upper lip and nostrils and mindfully observe how you are breathing in, how you are breathing out, like a gatekeeper watching how people are coming in and going out through the gate. In the same way, observe your normal breath in your mind and try to be with your normal breath. Mindfully breathe in, mindfully breathe out, and try to be with your normal breath, nowhere else. In these last few minutes, make your full effort to be with your normal breath. There may be other thoughts, notice them, bring your attention back to the breath again and again, and try to be with your normal breath. Dukkhapathāca nidukkha bhayapathāca nibbhaya sokappattāca nisoka hontu sabbepi panino. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of your meditation and put your palms together and place them against your chest. And take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have a peaceful meditation in our life. Feel grateful to all the enlightened masters who transmitted this teaching from generation to generation. Feel grateful to anyone else who supported you to practice this meditation. People who are taking care of this Pittsburgh Buddhist Center, the people who clean and arrange this shrine room for you to practice meditation comfortably. Even to these non-living things, including these cushions that you are sitting on, this bell, this device which connected you from your home to practice meditation. Appreciating the support that we received from everyone and everything. With deep gratitude, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, it was a very silent and deep practice. Yeah. Thank you, Bante, for the guidance. Any sharing or questions about the practice? Yes, Nancy.
Yeah, I've
It's
noticed-
about the meditation.
Yes,
So how come you have written?
because I've been thinking about it. Is there more than 3 things that go on in our mind? Like what I've been able to observe is that there's like someone talking and someone listening, and that goes on most of the time. And then sometimes there's someone watching, observing the talking and the listening. I find that the talking is mostly blah, 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 blah. You know, I gotta go to the store and get this. I gotta fix this for dinner. Or I gotta call. You know, or it could be a repeated thing. Like I got into an argument with my husband, and I repeat what we said to each other, or you know, that kind of thing. And then it can also be good things too. And so, you know, having started out in Buddhism, in Tibetan Buddhism, I use the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra. So it's like I've been trying to say, oh, money, pay me home, money, pay me home, money, pay me home, and try not to think about the laundry or the grocery store. But, and I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that women have a tendency to be able to do more than one thing at a time, whereas men go A, B, C, D. So it's like I've noticed that I can do oh, money, pay me home, and also think about doing the laundry. Okay. So the last meditation that we did, it concentrates on the observation. Yes?
Yeah.
Part of the mind. And that's where we want to spend our time so that we can have the conversation about like the 10
Paramita.
paramitas. We can concentrate and examine, each one of them. And we use that third part of our mind to do that. Yes?
Third part, there's no function. You're just watching.
It's just
But
observing.
yeah, and then when you observe, then you get a chance to choose. When we choose, even to discuss paramita, we come down from the observation level to engaging level. But it's a good, wholesome engagement. So the question
is the object of the game to shut up? Stop having all that blah, blah, blah and concentrate on finding what's true, experiencing
yeah. Let's say the object of the game. Let's say object of the practice.
Okay, yes.
Object of the practice, in terms of the meditation, develop two. One is, develop our ability to observe, as you mentioned, when the mind is having all different kinds of thoughts. In addition to these, recurrent thoughts, we also can observe it, kind of rise above it and notice it. So we try
So we're not as attached to whatever is going on.
Yeah, we don't take those thoughts seriously. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But then, so any time whenever we are having any thought or any emotions, anything, while we are having it, we can also switch ourselves to like a higher realm. That means rise above the cloud, like to the sky, and looking down the cloud. So we can watch, okay, these thoughts are happening right now. Instead of being in the thought, we can be above the thought. That's what practice.
Did you say the third or thought?
Thought.
Okay.
Thought.
So would that be a fourth?
No.
I
know. I mean, I don't see any of such. I mean, mindfulness is the like observation mind. You notice what is happening. So maybe talking and the replying mind is the same. So there are recurrent thoughts occurring, and you respond to it. So there are two different functions. So but it's not necessarily higher level. So
or they're just different. Places to come
let's say
from.
there's a recurrent thoughts occurring out of our habits, like whatever happened, keep repeating, and we have all these things. And then we can also respond to them. So that requires a little bit intention, a little bit volition. So we have automatic thoughts and we have volitional thoughts.
On purpose. Thoughts.
On purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. And even thinking about those things that are automatically recurring. Or purpose, like saying on mani padme hum, and they all are volitional thoughts, but still we are in the level of thoughts, automatic thoughts, volitional thoughts. They are in the same level, it's the same realm, but one is a little bit more volitional, more we have a little bit more power. Others are like occurring, recurring.
Okay.
Yeah, and then above them we have our mindfulness, that we can watch both kinds of thoughts. And then in that level, we are not thinking, we are just observing, noticing, and witnessing the whatever thoughts occurring.
And that's where we want to be.
So we want to develop that skill that whenever we want, we can be there.
Okay.
Yeah, we can be there. So once we are in that level, what's going to happen when we keep watching the whatever thoughts occurring, we are not feeding the thoughts. So therefore, as a result, those recurrent thoughts will be less less and less.
So there's some freedom there.
Yeah, that
From
is
attachments or
yeah. So we
aversions.
call whenever we can let be all the recurrent thoughts doesn't get any fuel, any food, because we are simply noticing them and observing them rather than like
Adding to
feeding
them
it.
or-
Yeah,
yes.
and as a result, there'll be less and less and less thoughts. So there'll be more deep peace. We call it samadhi. Yeah. So in meditation, we try to just like you replace your other thoughts with Om Mani Padme Hum.
Uh-huh.
So in meditation, we try to replace our automatic thoughts with purposeful thoughts like loving kindness, or we use a neutral object like the breath. So purposely paying attention to that as a way of replacing those automatic thoughts. So
Okay, so the more you do it, the more you do that, the less you'll be blah, blah, blah.
yes, yes. So that the mind will have less. I mean, the mind will not produce these automatic thoughts as often as before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then what is enlightenment or like bodhisattva a different part of the mind?
different. I mean, they are mostly on the higher level.
But
So,
it,
love,
but
so-
it's about, but is it a mind thing?
Evolved mind, transformed
okay.
mind.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And so the bodhisattvas or the enlightened ones recognize these thoughts are like automatic thoughts, are like memories. They are not necessarily real.
Right.
Yeah, but in our case, we are fooled by them. We treat them as if they are real. We don't see them as waves of the ocean. We take waves as more serious than they truly are. So for the enlightened beings,
It's about being here now.
yeah, and even these thoughts, they don't. I mean, they know how to deal with them without being fooled by them.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I think that was everything. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So in meditation, we try to like observe the breath, and by doing that, what we are really doing is we are cultivating that faculty of our mindfulness, of our awareness. So when you develop it more and more, so then even we are in our living our normal life, we have this faculty already developed and sharpened. So we get the opportunity anytime to watch our mind rather than keep thinking. So but we cannot live our life always being in that observing mind,
Okay.
because we have to make decisions, we have to do our duties. So then we have to come down to the level of thoughts. So but when we want, we have that option.
So it's
Like
about
rest.
being able to choose that.
Choose. Yes.
Because like right now,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
so much of a choice.
Choice. Exactly. Yeah.
Alright.
So you can purposely choose. So even when you want to replace Mani Padme, that means you already are doing a choice. But before you make a choice, you just jump up a little bit to mindfulness and then you choose it. So and then that's only when you can choose and redirect. Yeah.
Well, usually it'll be like I'll notice that I'm blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah,
blah,
exactly.
and then
That's
it's like then,
yes. Then you replace
Om Mani
it.
Padme
Yeah,
Hum.
yes. So right now it happens too late. After we suffer for half an hour, we realize that we are thinking unnecessarily,
Right.
and then we don't notice it, and then we try to replace it and try to think about
So
something
we
else.
just want to be
So
able to do it
many
more
people
often.
even they even don't notice it. You just keep playing the same tape, same thing
Over.
for days.
Yes.
But at least now, in your case, you can notice them maybe a little bit, after some time. So more we practice it, and the duration becomes shorter and shorter. And we may be thinking about rumbling thing, blah blah blah, maybe a minute, and we realize we become aware of it, and then we can choose something else, realistic or positive. Okay,
Thank you.
welcome. Okay, so during this Rainer retreat, you have an assignment, right? To read this 10 paramitas or 10 perfections every day. So these are 10 paramitas, but I have made them into wishes. So I would like to know how things going. Are you able to like read them every morning? Is there any challenge, what to experience when you read this as the first thing in the day?
When I read them, I feel pretty good, but I haven't been doing
Hmm?
it. So when I read them, I feel pretty good, but I haven't been doing it every day.
Yeah, but some days.
For me, the 10 seemed like a lot.
Hmm.
It was like a lot of.
Yeah.
And so I started at some point trying to read the 10 and then maybe carry one with me for that
For the
day.
whole day.
And
Yeah.
it was a little bit easier than
Exactly. Yeah.
than focusing on.
So 10 will be like a complete comprehensive development, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we can just read all 10 as a way of reminding and as a way of reinforcing our practice. But then of course we have one challenge. So this is the that in every week we have a challenge. So I'm come to that. So everyone is okay with that, right? And yeah, it's a creating a little bit more positive. If you haven't received this, please take one from me. If you can commit to read this every morning. And the second one is, last week we had a challenge. So we focus on the first quality, which is generosity. And so we learn about, the importance of being generous and as a way of overcoming our ego. There are many ways we can be generous. Generosity in terms of our resources and being generous with our time. We've been generous with, our body organs and then many ways. But our challenge was to try to find an opportunity that you give your time, your labor to someone as a way of purifying the mind. So like our motivation is to purify our mind from attachment, from greed. Okay, but anyway, so anyone got an opportunity to give your labor to someone, time. I think your meditation was so deep, Bhante, nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to talk.
They don't like to share.
Yeah, I mean, that will encourage others to,
Yeah.
give an example. And your sharing will be an example. And others also get an idea. Oh, okay, this is how I can be generous with my time. Did you give any right to anyone? Oh, yes, Paul?
Driving her into town every morning.
Okay. Can we be counted?
I mean, I drive her into town and then drive back home.
Oh, that's a long time. Yeah, okay. And do you do it while whining and complaining, or you do it?
Ask her.
Thank you. Yes, it's a given time, definitely. Yeah, but that's
And then I
all.
have to pick her up too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
To
Yeah.
be on time, otherwise I hear.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as you do it as a way of generous acts, as a way of purifying the mind, it can be counted. But anyone else? Yes.
I've worked with this group of these Latino guys that I connect with. My friend who's a festival director to do the loadout for the festival. How I'm doing this, like I did it last year for free, like I was physically there, but then this year, I just like direct all the labor and I write all their invoices for them because they're not very good at that kind of stuff. And then it saves my friend a whole bunch of work.
So you do paperwork for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Takes a while. Right? It takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great, way of contributing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So today our topic is the second paramita, second virtue that we should cultivate is called sila, which is moral conduct or virtuous behavior, or we can also call ethical conduct or ethical integrity. So So we know that in Buddhist practice, the ethical behavior, the moral virtues are considered as very important part of the practice. If we take a noble eightfold path, right speech, right action, right livelihood, all three of the eight is about morality, about moral behavior. So that's the the emphasis for us today. But one thing we need to understand that the underlying principle of being moral or ethical is to be not to contribute to others' suffering and to one's own suffering. So when we understand that how vulnerable is our mind to experience unhappiness, and how everyone else is constantly uh, experiencing unhappiness if they haven't trained their mind. So when you understand that universality, then vulnerability, that everyone is somehow experiencing form of suffering, despite their physical or social status. Anytime anyone can experience unhappiness, as long as their mind is not trained, right? So when you understand that, and we get this empathy that all beings are suffering, and I don't want to contribute. I don't want to add any more suffering to others, which is difficult. So, but then we understand our crude behaviors, our key behavior, how we may contribute, we may create suffering to others. So all the moral precepts are about how we can prevent ourselves from creating suffering in others' life, and also creating suffering in our own life. That is the basic principle. So not killing, not lying, not stealing, all these things are like expression, but the goal is not to create not to add any more suffering to others. We try our best. Yeah. So the key ways that we may create suffering to others is hurting and harming and killing and stealing, and being unfaithful in our relationships, and lying, and also being intoxicated, and then use our speech and behavior, everything, to create troubles and misery in others. So all the 5 precepts are about how not to create suffering in others' life. At the same time, also not to create suffering in our lives too, because those behaviors generate so much of regret, remorse, suffering, in a cycle of suffering to our life too. So therefore, these precepts are followed not out of obligation, not out of following any command, not out of fear of punishments. These are followed as a very practical guidelines how to reduce suffering in our own life and everyone else's life.
So, okay, you're a parent and
Mm.
your child does something wrong
Mhm.
and you yell at them
Mhm.
for doing it.
Okay.
Or, like
Okay.
I would be hurt when I would do something wrong and I would
Yeah.
get in trouble. So where's the line between, like in my relationship with my husband, he may see things one way and I see them another way.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, he's wrong.
Yeah.
And as far as he's concerned, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So
So that's what's thinking about. Are you hitting him?
No,
All right.
no,
so
no,
so
we
you are
don't
following the moral precept.
okay, it's more like yelling at or being
Okay.
angry with.
That's a whole different
But sometimes
thing.
I'd like to smack him around, but you know.
Now we are dealing with the ethical part, moral behavior. That is like really expressing those emotions with our words and body. So ethical behavior is all about training and disciplining our body and speech, not the mind. The ethical behavior is helping us to train the mind. Mind is a whole different game. It's about so being angry, you don't still you if you're angry, but if you don't shout at someone or hurt others, you are following the precepts. Yeah, still in ethical behavior. If you don't use your anger to hurt others.
So emotionally or physically.
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
it means that you use your speech to hurt others or to
Okay.
just, cheat others. So at the level of, we are talking about ethical behavior, we are not talking about the whole training.
Okay.
So how to control the anger, everything is a whole different subject, is a different discipline. So here our focus is how we can use our body, our hands, our whole body and our speech, how we can discipline it in a way that we don't create suffering in others' life, and in turn we are also not creating suffering in ourselves. Yeah. So getting angry is normal, but as long as you can watch the anger, you don't use your speech, you don't use your body to hurt others, and then that is the level of training that we are expecting at this in these precepts. Yeah, so moral behavior. So, but the important thing is to understand that goal. So we are doing it as a way of minimizing the suffering, not completely eradicating, because that is why the Buddhist practice does not stop at the level of moral precepts, because following moral precepts is important and is important and also indispensable, but it's not the end. That's only a step towards complete freedom, because we can only reduce the suffering by following we're living in a moral life. We can reduce it. To some quite high level, we can reduce. But still, there's a whole other level we need to address in our deeper level of our mind. So that is what we need to follow. So the 5 precepts is the basic moral code, but there are other precepts also. We can be a little bit more mindful, because 5 precepts is only about not lying, but we can also expand it to not to hurt, not to waste other people's time with gossiping and useless speech, and also not slandering, not talk about other people's bad things when that person is not in front of us, in the person absent. So we can expand that too. So therefore, in Buddhist practice we have this. We call them precepts. I think we learned there's a big difference between precepts and rules. Like rules are given to us either by social convention or by authorities, given to us whether we like or not. We have to follow those are the rules. But the precepts are the certain principles that you voluntarily observe. You voluntarily observe because you find them as wholesome, as beneficial, as appropriate, and as conducive to your peace. So you purposely observe them, voluntarily observe. That is why we call them precepts. And the reason that we observe them, we renew our precepts every week, is that it is possible that we break them. It is possible that we may, sometimes we may, transgress them. So that is why we renew them every week. But the more we commit ourselves, and then eventually it will become our way of life. So at the beginning, we recognize these behaviors create suffering in other people, bring suffering to us, but we still have this urge to say those things, urge to do those things. But then when we observe the precept, and when we commit ourselves, I'm trying to live my life following these moral principles, and then you still have these urges, but you notice it, but you don't act out of it. That's what we try to do within moral precepts. So we try ourselves to train our mind by doing that, by disciplining our body and our speech. So for monks, we have more precepts, and nuns have more precepts. For monks and nuns, we have more precepts because it is we live as a community, and then it's mainly to help us to have less temptations and distractions, So rather than dealing with the one way to deal with all the defilements is try to minimize the exposure. If you minimize the exposure, you have little things to handle, right? So for the monks and nuns, we have additional precepts to have less temptations and distractions. And also for communal living, we have to respect each other. So most of the precepts are about, communal living. And then Buddha also wanted monks and nuns to be example. So therefore, we have more precepts. But the ultimate goal is to, train the mind and to live a life that create less suffering in others people's life and one's own life. So that is the goal of the, sila, moral precepts. But ultimately, actually, at the beginning, you will have you still have the urges, but the more you don't act out of these urges and notice them, and remember the precept, and you feel like shouting at that person, right? You feel like maybe honking, and you feel like you almost like bring your hand. You almost like your tongue is you're preparing your mouth, and you remember, oh, I'm following precepts, and then you bite your tongue. That's a very good moment of not feeling that pattern. It's a little forceful. That's not the only way to get rid of that. We have more techniques in meditation. But at this level, at least I have the urge, but I don't want to create suffering in others people just because I have this urge, right? So when you bite your tongue, you don't say it, you notice it, and by doing that, you are not feeding that pattern. And then next time when the similar events happen, the urge, still with the urge will come, but it will be less powerful because you haven't fed that pattern in the previous behavior. And if you continue to do that, you're not feeding that pattern. You feel like hitting, you feel like cheating, you feel like stealing when you see some important thing. But you don't do it, and the more when you continue to do it, not to feed that pattern, and eventually that pattern will be weaker and weaker and weaker. The goal is eventually we will not need any precepts. We will have the natural way of living according to the precepts without any effort. But initially we need the effort. So the perfecting these moral virtues will be to we train our mind to the point that we don't need any effort to prevent ourselves from cheating others or lying others, prevent ourselves from using intoxicants. We will not need any effort. That is the the cultivation of these qualities. But initially, we need the effort. So that is why we renew the precepts, we observe the precepts, we remember the precepts, and then use them as tools to gradually cultivate our mind. Yes.
Are you saying this includes the 5 precepts plus from the Noble Eightfold Path, right speech, right action, and right livelihood?
Yeah.
So putting all those together.
Yeah. Actually, the 5 precepts covers most of the things in the Noble Eightfold Path.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the right action is not killing, not stealing, and not sexual misconduct, which is the first 3 precepts of the 5 precepts. Right speech is refrain from lying, and then harsh speech, and then slandering, and then gossiping, or useless
Those
speech.
are the ones that are missing.
Yes. On the first precept is covered. Only the first aspect is covered, but not the others.
Okay.
Yes. But then right livelihood is the third doing our livelihood, following the precepts. So it's 5 precepts. It kind of covers most of the Noble Eightfold, but maybe the speech, the speech is not the full aspect of this right speech is not covered. Only the basic, like.
So how many extra precepts do you all have to take? That you did?
227. That is exactly the number. but, you know.
227? Really?
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
Not
Yeah.
Wow.
For nuns, 311. If you're interested
Oh,
in
so
being a
we-
nun, remember you have to
so
follow
we-
311.
We have a tendency to be naughtier, is that what you're telling me?
but of course, you know, although they have that 227, but they're not the exactly the same level. There are major, you know, cardinal precepts. There are second degree precept, third degree precept, and fourth
Okay.
degree precepts. You know, yeah. But mainly, you know, main goal is not to create suffering in others, and for us, you know, reduce distractions and temptations. Okay. So with that, you know, let us try to, you know, follow the precepts intentionally. Actually, the important part of the precept is that, you know, we may not, you know, kill beings. We may not steal. You know, most of our life we don't do those things. But we are not doing these things because there's no opportunity for us to do it. It's not considered a sin. It's not considered moral, ethical conduct. Ethical conduct is having the intention living that life, whether there's an opportunity or not. You are intentionally living this life of not killing, not hurting, not cheating, not, you know, stealing, or not, you know, creating suffering in others. So therefore, the intention is so important. So we may live a whole day without, you know, hurting others, but we didn't have intention to do that. So it's not considered moral conduct. So we have to have that, you know, commitment, that intention, and then even though we get an opportunity, we will not do it. If there's no opportunity, you know, came, but we still living that life with that, you know, intentional quality. That's so important. Yeah. Okay. So let's be a little bit more pay attention to the precepts this week. So now I'm going to give you the challenge. I know that most of you are like a decent people, and you know you don't do, you know, bad things, you know, with your body. But in one challenge you can have, it's about our speech. Okay. So for next 7 days, make a conscious effort to refrain from unnecessary, unkind, and harmful speech. Try to minimize unnecessary speech. That will be a little bit challenging, you know. Unnecessary speech, which is not really necessary, you know, just because, you know, so that tendency. Before speaking, pause and ask yourself whether your words are true, beneficial, or timely, or needed, and kind. When they are not, practice silence. Okay, that will be the challenge for the next week. Okay, watch your mouth. Okay. So hopefully you have something to share with me next week. How you bite your tongue and be sisters. Okay, let's move to the next part of the program. Sharing merits. Number 14. By coming to this practice today, doing this meditation, we have generated so much merits in our heart. Let us now share this good merits, this good karma with everyone else. First of all, with our departed family members, our ancestors. May they share our merits, may they be well, happy, and peaceful. Idang me ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idang me ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idang me ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Let us share merits with all other beings. If there's any being who would like to share our merit, may he or she do so. Ettavata che amhi samvatam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world. In English, may the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana, purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be grateful. Now we will do our blessing chant. We are going to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra. This particular sutra was given by the Buddha with great compassion for all living beings. We will chant the same sutra for you tonight, wishing you good health, wishing you strength and courage to overcome difficulties in your life, wishing you soothing and healing to your body and mind. You may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with, your family members, your friends or people who need help. Keep them in your mind and share these blessings with them too. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, strong, healthy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya manta kusalena yam tang santang padam abhisamicca sakko ojo cha sojo cha suvacho cha samudvanati mani santos sako cha subaro cha ampakincho cha sallahukavunti santrindriyo cha nipako cha ampagambo kulesu ananugindo nacha kundang samachare kinchena ving pare upavadeyum sukino vakemino hontu sabbe santa bhavantu sukhinam ye kechipana bhutanti tasavata varava anavasesa digava ye mahantava Jimaraskanukatu Dittavayeva Andittaye Chadure Vasanti Avidure Bhutava Sambhavesi Sabbe Santa Bhavantu Sukhitanta Naparo Parandi Nati Manyeta Kanta Jinang Kanchi Vyarosana Patiga Sanya Nanya Manya Sadunka Mitchaya Mata Yataniyam Kunta Ayusa Eka Punta Manurakke Evampi Sambhavutes Manasang bhavaye aparimanang mittang cha sambalokas Manasang bhavaye aparimanang ทังอโดจติริยังอาสังวาดังอเวรังอาสปัตตังติตตังจารังนิสิงโนสยานุวายาวตัสสะวิกตมิตโตเอตังสติงอดิตเตบรหมเมตังวิหารังอิดมาหุดิตติงเจอนุปกัมมศีลดัสสเนนะสัมปันโนคามิสุวินัยเกตังนะหิจาตุกัปปะเสยังปุณเรติติเตนะสัจจวัจเจสนติเตโหตุสัมปดาเอเตนะสัจจวัจเจนะสัมปโรโกวินาศสตุเอเตนะสัจจวัจเจนะโหตุเตจายมังกลังสัมภิติโยวิวัจจันตุสัมปโรโกวินาศสตุมาเตภวัตวันตรายสุขีดีกายุโกภวะภวตุสัมปมังกลังรักขันตุสัมปเทวตาสัมปบุตตานุภาเวนะสดาสนติภวังตุเตภวตุสัมปมังกลังรักขันตุสัมปเทวตาสัมปดัมมานุภาเวนะสดาสนติภวังตุเตภวตุสัมปมังกลังรักขันตุสัมปเทวตาสัมปสังฆานุภาเวนะสดาสนติภวังตุเต Let us spend a moment of reflection. Try to recall to your mind whatever kind deed that you were able to do during your past few days. You may have done that act of generosity by giving your time and effort to someone else. You can recall that to your mind. Or any other kind deed that you did. Just recall to your mind. Let us rejoice the opportunity to be kind to others. On this day, or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings, with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, and glad to share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me free my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. Think about your past few days and recall an actual incident. Someone was kind to you, caring to you, and listening to you. Or you notice kind deed of another person. on this day
on this day
or in the past,
or in the past,
if I have seen or heard
I've seen or heard
of the kind deeds done by others
the kind deeds done by
with their body, speech, or mind,
their body, speech, or
whether
mind,
great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice.
and let my heart rejoice.
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
I rejoice in the goodness of
being
others,
always ready to praise kind people
being always ready to praise
and
God
follow their example.
and follow their example.
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world.
appreciating that there are good-hearted people in the world.
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
May the kind deeds of others
May the kind deeds of others
bring safety and happiness to many living beings.
bring safety and happiness.
May the kind deeds of others
May the kind deeds of others
foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings.
foster gratitude and fellowship among many.
May the kind deeds of others
May the kind deeds of others
nurture goodness in me
nurture goodness in
and many living
and
beings.
many living beings.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. It's so nice to have you all tonight for the meditation. And those who join our YouTube, we really appreciate your participation. Thank you for being a part of this community, for this gathering, for this meditation, even from afar. We look forward to see you again in our next event. Thank you, everyone. And please come to have a blessing string if you'd like to have.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So